Hi, I'm Morgan with Roger CPA Review. It's July 2009. Welcome back to your CPA Exam Passport. Hi guys, the topic for the month of July has been what to expect on exam day, and today we're going to be discussing time management. We've put together a small presentation for you that's going to include tips on how to best manage your time during the CPA exam. Let's take a look. Hi Jenny, thanks for joining us today. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Jenny Kors. I am a Senior University Relations Representative at Roger CPA Review, and I work with universities in Northern California, Oregon, and Washington, working with the students and teaching them professional development skills and time management and getting ready for those meet the firms.
All right, so you just touched a little bit on our topic for today, which is going to be time management. So why do you think that time management is such a hot button issue? Why is it so important?
Well, a lot of times students misconstrue time management as only being important before they actually sit for the exam. So in the preparation for the exam, which it is, but actually time management is one of the key elements in successfully passing the exam during the actual test in your prometrics testing centers, knowing where you need to be at the end of each testlet and simulation.
All right, so let's jump right into it. How long is each test?
Okay, well, the way it breaks down is there's 4 parts to the exam: audit, fair, regulation, and BEC. Audit's the longest at 4.5 hours, and then you have fair at 4 hours, and then regulation at 3, and finally BEC at 2.5.
Okay, so then the amount of time that a person would have per question depends on the length of the exam as a whole and on the number of multiple choice questions in each exam. And I know that Reg has 24 multiple choice questions in each testlet, and each of the 3 other exams have 30, right?
That's correct.
So how does Roger recommend that each person break up those exams?
Well, the way it works out in audit, as you mentioned, you have 4.5 hours. And the way it works out so you have enough time for your simulations is 2 minutes for every multiple choice question. And that leaves you with 1.5 hours for the simulation questions, giving you enough time to successfully complete that part. With fair, it's covers the most material, but it's also cut by half an hour in time. So that means you have only 75 seconds per question and 50 minutes for your simulation. So that's the test that students most likely will run out of time, but with proper preparation from Roger and from the university relations staff and everybody, you'll successfully complete that part as well. So moving along, you also have the regulation part of the exam, and that one is 75 seconds per multiple choice question and then 45 minutes for the simulations. And finally you have BEC, which is the shortest part. You don't have any simulations in that part, it's only multiple choice. So a lot of times students misconstrue this as being the easiest part of the exam, when in fact it's not necessarily the easiest, it's just they don't have simulations. You're only dealing with multiple choice, so the material isn't harder, it's just a shorter exam. So that one works out about 90 seconds per question.
Okay, so then to recap, Roger recommends 2 minutes for each odd question, 75 seconds for each reg and fair question, and 90 seconds for each BEC question?
Yes,
that's right.
All right. Write that down.
And so then the point of time management would obviously be to not run out of time at the end of the exam. Does anything happen if you don't answer any questions at the end, or you leave something blank?
That's a very good point. What happens when you leave questions empty is you just get them wrong. But what happens if you do mark an answer and you get it wrong is you don't lose any points. So what we recommend is that, say you're running out of time, you realize you spent way too much time on question 15 and you still have all these other questions to do. If you're running out of time, just mark like C down the middle, for example. And then if you happen to get a few right, then that's doing you a service. If you left them blank, you're getting them wrong automatically, all of them. So then you're doing yourself a disservice.
So there's no harm in guessing.
You need to guess.
All right. All right, what about breaks during the exam? Are the candidates given an opportunity to take a break? 4.5 hours is a long time.
Yeah, of course they're given the opportunity, but we recommend them not to take that opportunity. Okay, so at the end of each testlet, so for example, say we're doing FAIR, and you have 30 multiple choice questions. At the end of that first testlet, the computer screen pops up. It says, would you like to take a break? And then you say, no, I don't want to take a break. I need to keep going. So just powering through that exam, making sure that you have enough time. If you have extra time at the end, that's probably a relief. And then you could go back in your simulation that you were just working on and figure out something there to make it better.
So if you do want to take a break, the clock keeps running.
That's right.
All right.
Taking your life away.
Are there any other tips that you have for our viewers?
Yeah, there is one thing that a lot of people don't realize. When you go into the Prometrics testing centers and you're getting ready, you're all rared up to take your exam, you go in, your proctor sits you down, you actually have 10 minutes to log in and start your time on the CPA exam. So we recommend that you use that time to jot down those last minute notes, because they give you a piece of scratch paper and a pencil. So you just want to jot down those notes and like anything that you may have forget later on in the test, so then you have it there for you. But just make sure that you actually do log in before that 10 minutes is over, because if you miss your window to log into the test, then you're going to have to reschedule. They won't even let you sit for it then. So make sure that you're definitely logging in.
That would be a disaster. All right, well, thank you for joining us and providing us with these great time management tips. I'm sure all of our viewers at home will definitely put them to good use.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Those are some great tips. You might want to make sure to write them down. Thanks for joining us, and make sure you tune in next time on your CPA Exam Passport, bringing you the world of CPA Exam Review.